Hola mi gente, MsMalcolmHughes here, back with another book review. And today we are going to be talking about Ace of Spades. I'm sure you heard about it, and if you didn't, I'm going to tell you about it now. Starts off with a quote from Aces. Talk about Aces in a bit. All you need to know is, I'm here to divide and conquer like all great tyrants do. And here's the synopsis. When two Nevius Private Academy students, Devon Richards and Chiamaka Adebayo, are selected to be part of the elite school's senior prefects, it looks like their year is off to an amazing start. After all, not only does it look great on college applications, but it officially puts them in the running for valedictorian too. Shortly after the announcement is made, though, someone who goes by Aces begins sending anonymous text messages to reveal secrets about the two of them that turn their lives upside down and threaten every aspect of their carefully planned futures. As Aces shows no sign of stopping, what seemed like a sick prank quickly turns into a dangerous game with all the cards stacked against them. Can Devon and Chiamaka stop Aces before things become incredibly deadly? With heart-pounding suspense and relevant social commentary comes a high-octane thriller from debut author Faridah Abike-Iyimide. That is the synopsis of Ace of Spades. So, Ace of Spades, the author would describe it as a cross between Gossip Girl and Get Out. I think that is the perfect description. Our book even opens up with two quotes, one from each. The first one. They say life is full of surprises, that our dreams really can come true. Then again, so can our nightmares. Gossip Girl. And here's the one from Get Out. All I know is sometimes, if there's too many white folks around, I get nervous. So, I actually love this book. So, let me preface that by saying I am someone who is a big fan of Gossip Girl, Pretty Little Liars, shows like that. I greatly enjoy those shows. I did not love Get Out the first time, love the idea of it, greatly enjoy it the second time. So you can take the Gossip Girl premise with, this is high school, someone is secretly taunting them and trying to destroy their lives anonymously through text messages. You get the Gossip Girl aspect. If you get the aspect of, you have these two students, the only two black students in the school in this elite private academy, and they are dealing with racism and oppression and institutionalized racism and oppression. Specifically, you get the Get Out aspect. So what I really liked about this book is that it did a lot. And I know that seems counterintuitive to say I love this book because it did a lot. I do think that certain aspects could have been done better, but we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about why, even though it did a lot, I still enjoyed it. So I'm someone who's a really big fan of the back and forth. And what I mean by that is each chapter goes from one perspective to the other. It ping-pongs between Chiamaka and Devon, or Vaughn, as he is referred to in the story. So we have Chiamaka, who is the it girl. She has worked her tail off to become essentially Blair Waldorf. If you're familiar with Gossip Girl, then you know she is like the queen of the school. Similar to Blair, there are other people who want her position. There's really no Serena. If anything, she probably is a merging of the two, but really Blair Waldorf. But I would say the high fashion and sex appeal of Serena, but whatever. Not here to debate that, but the author will tell you that she is based on Blair Waldorf. So has built up her entire high school career of becoming the it girl. She has huge plans. She's gonna go to Yale, Blair Waldorf, and nothing is going to stand in her way. And she's not someone who believes that you get to the top just because it happens, you destroy whoever is in your way. You're strategic. You do whatever it takes to ensure you get there and to ensure that you stay there. Because as the saying goes, anybody can get it. It's about keeping it. Then we have, so her family is also wealthy, right? Not as wealthy as some of her peers, but they're doing great. She comes from a mixed culture family. Her mother is Nigerian, her father is Italian. So she is biracial, and that comes up in this book as well, how she navigates that, or how she tries to hide it, and the way she is torn internally at certain times, and how it may conflict with the status that she's tried to create and how it all comes together in the end. That's Chiamaka. We then have Devon. Devon's story is not like Chiamaka's story at all. So unlike Chiamaka, Devon does not come from money. He's actually a scholarship student who comes from a poor neighborhood, and we travel with him to his neighborhood and also his experience at school. So those two things are juxtaposed often in the book. So we get to learn more about his community, the issues that he has there, being in a single parent home, the challenges there, the trauma, finds out a lot about his dad that he hadn't known, right? Also his sexuality and how that comes up. So it's a lot. He also ends up having this super dope character that I liked. He was actually like his friend. We call it a friend. You know, you read the book, you're like, were they friends? Was it more? Was it less? What was it? I won't spoil it for you all. You can figure that out on your own. But I really did like that character. That character was really like pro-black and consciously aware, and was kind of counter anything that Devon or Chiamaka may have felt initially. So I really liked the different, again, juxtaposition, putting two different ideas next to each other. So you have a student who is black but who is affluent in this school. You have a student who is black who is not from an affluent background in this school, but has been indoctrinated into this culture, and navigates it to a certain degree accordingly. So I really think those are cool aspects that the author did. The storyline itself was engaging. I was totally tuned in. I know some people have found the back and forth to be not as seamless as it could have been, and I agree. Like but these were two different high school students who had two different experiences. So I felt as if it made sense that their lives were separate, that their storylines were different, that it didn't feel like, oh, they're merging a lot, right? Like, it's high school, it's segregated, right? You have your crew, you have your people, that's who you run with, and anyone outside of that, they come in every once in a while, they're on the periphery, right? But they're not really in that core of day-to-day. So I actually really enjoyed that back and forth. I enjoyed seeing different aspects of blackness, right? Again, I know some people thought it was just too much. You have all of Chiamaka's drama, you have all of Devon's drama, but that's life. And sometimes you have these opposite worlds that merge, and I really enjoyed the intersectionality. I love the banter between different characters. Loved the unpacking of deep subject matters through high school students. Really enjoyed that aspect. Obviously, not everything was perfect. I do feel as if the author really had a message. Think in the realm of Get Out. I don't want to spoil it for you. And I don't necessarily agree 100% with how everything played out. But I do think it was useful to teach hard lessons and to get you, the reader, to ponder. I think that's one thing that the author did really well. It was a lot of allegory here, a lot of historical references that were brought in. If you really know history, you could identify these incidents and kind of pinpoint them and the message she's trying to send. Also a lot of, well, not a lot, but also references to black historical figures, to people that came up, Malcolm X, James Baldwin, and just that knowledge there and how it applies in this context. I thought were well done. Some people could say it was kind of over the head with it, kind of like beating you over the head with it. If you know me, you know that was right up my alley. Loved it. But I really did enjoy this story. The pacing was great. I enjoyed it. I wanted to know what was going to happen next. The entire time I was completely tuned in. The writing was good. For this to be her debut novel, I thought she did a really good job. I would read more of her work. I also really liked at the end where she kind of gave you the background story of where she was at in life when she wrote this book. I thought that was useful as well, and why she felt compelled to write this book. I just enjoyed it. I thought it was a well-written story. I thought the storyline was good. I thought the writing was well done. I think she has dynamic characters. There's a character named Terrell, again, that I really, really enjoyed. The character of Aces, I loved who Aces ended up being. I think that's so important. Again, just a message that I thought was worthwhile. And I'm trying to see if I saw it coming. I don't think that I saw the twist coming, but it made sense. And there were hints along the way if the students dared pay attention. Now, sometimes certain things did pop up where I'd be like, I don't know if it go down that way, but it definitely sent a message home. It sent the point home. I do feel as if the ending, at some points it felt slightly rushed. It felt slightly rushed, but I still enjoyed it. I don't think everything was tied up in a bow, but I do think we get a resolution, and I loved the resolution in the future. I enjoyed it. There's nothing that I could be like, oh, I did not like this, or I thoroughly had a disdain for this with this book. I thought it was well done. I enjoyed it. I would recommend that everyone read it right now. I would say don't wait. I just thought it was well done. Well done. If you are someone who enjoys young A, like YA reads, or even if you're, I'm an adult, I read it, but I am someone who enjoys YA reads. So if you enjoy reads that bring it from a young that bring it from the perspective of the trials and tribulations of young people, but still has heft and still makes you think and laugh. It was such good humor, even though sometimes it was a little frustrating because it's like y'all can't put two and two together, but right, it does sometimes take people a little while to get the information that others already have. So I thought it was well done. Definitely worth the read. I would say check it out for sure. Also, a really cool thing that came with my book, I'm not sure if it comes with all of them. I was in a bookshop when I purchased it. It's an independent bookstore, and the bookstore was like, wait, I was literally getting ready to walk out the door. I was like, wait, this goes with that book. Do you want them? And I was like, yeah. So it's these cards that I think are so cool because they are illustrations of our characters, and I actually think they're really well done. They depict our characters really well, especially Terrell's, which is one I'm showing first. So that's Terrell. You can see they're playing cards, right? The Ace of Spades, because it's the theme of the book, playing cards. They are playing a game. Devon, Chiamaka, and Aces. So yeah, I thought it was great. Definitely see it with the fandom. Definitely think it's worth reading. And yeah, like I said, I'm excited to see what will be coming next for the author. So yeah, that's it for me with this review. More book reviews to come. Still wrapping up my reads for 2021 so that I can tell you what I believe are the best releases of this year. And that's it for right now. I hope that everyone is staying safe and staying warm. And as always, I am MsMalcolmHughes, one who believes that books are sometimes better than people. And until next time, remember to give time, to be kind to each other, and to have the best day of your life on purpose. Hola, bo. Adios. Also, for those of you inquiring, I do still have buttons, my Ms. Malcolm Hughes pins, and the details on how to get those are below.